live.
Nice.
So, weird development with the Streamlabs stuff.
Uh-oh.
So I booted it all up and nothing worked. And I figured out what was wrong, but it's very bizarre. So Streamlabs apparently can only recognize the camera and the microphone when the camera is plugged into the right USB port and the microphone plugged into the left USB port.
Interesting.
Because I remember that day it was weird. I tried to fix it because I suspect that the left port works a little better. And so I tried switching it, and that's what's been screwing it up.
Wow. Yeah, that's really, really odd.
But I booted everything up. Nothing worked. So I closed OBS. I just flipped them to the opposite port, and now everything worked.
Wow.
I don't know why that would be the case. It's completely bizarre. But, yeah.
Well,
Lucky
there
bat.
you go.
Ooh-woo!
And did it keep your settings and stuff? For the camera
no.
settings? Ah. Wow. Wait, I mean, we can't have everything.
No, yeah.
We can have half of something, kind of.
I usually try not to let the primer dry on the glass because it's really strong. All right. What I do to clean stuff like that is I actually take a Lego. Because the Lego is just hard enough to crack off the dried paint without hurting the glass.
Amazing.
Wrecks the Lego, though.
Yep. Poor Lego, you're going to ruin that resale value.
Yeah. All right, check the old camera.
Ooh, we got our first downvote of the stream.
Yeah!
Perfect. Let's keep that rolling, please. More downvotes, please. All right. I'm going to be lightening up the blue on these boys.
Boop.
So now today, you're working on the rider?
I don't know. I'm going to finish the pack, and then I'm going to put some detail onto these little nubbins and the Lucky Bat. What part of the saddle is this little handle? What is the specific equestrian name? Something tells me Lucky Bat will know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the little bumps at the front of the saddle. They look kind of like handles, maybe. Like, is that the joystick? Lucky Bat.
Exactly.
I think it's called a horn. Ah.
That sounds made up to me. The joystick.
So today, I was watching some YouTube, and I don't know how I got to here, but did you remember the old advertisements that were like the shot on iPhone, and it played? It would be some cool video and some crazy like poppin' trumpet music. I watched like 10 of those. They're hilarious because people just put like crazy stuff or like offensive stuff, and then shot on iPhone.
Ah, that's fun.
God, it was funny. There was one where some skydivers are jumping out of a plane and they get hit by another airplane. And as like it bursts into flames, it just hard cuts to shot on iPhone.
iPhone. Wow. Amazing.
Power surge. Yo, yo, yo. I tried the gray goop technique and damn, it worked perfectly on my Necron Warden. Sweet.
Nice. Great goop. You gotta patent that technique.
Yeah, glad I can. Well, I can't patent it because I got it from Heath. I saw Heath doing it.
Well, he's not here.
That's true. Yeah, so I'm still stealing it. Theft.
There you go.
Oh God, what did I put my palette over there. Nothing's ready.
Oh no. Well, I had stuff kind of ready. I got my blue right in front of me. Lighting up my boys.
Mm.
I get to paint the little nosy on one of them.
Aww.
One of the pirate hats heads has a really cute little nose that I can't wait to paint.
Mm. The Necron Warden is one of my new favorite Necron units.
Is it good in game?
I have no idea. Probably not.
Power Surge, is it good in game?
Xeronis, horn or a pommel.
Pommel sounds more correct. I mean, I'm sure both are right.
Lucky bat. Only Western style saddles have them. Lucky bat. Nothing ready. He also gets that from Heath. You know, Heath does have some cool graphics though. Well, like cool graphics. Like he's got like cutaway screens. I'll be back. An intro screen.
I like
a
the
secondary camera.
Our "We'll Be Back" screen would definitely be like a Necron peeing in the toilet or something. Space Marine peeing. Or like a Gretchen on a toilet, but its feet are dangling off of it. That's definitely what it would be. John, my Gretchen.
AR. Fuck, daylight savings has fucked up my whole sleep schedule. All hail everyone. Was today daylight savings?
Yes.
When did that happen?
At at like 1 or something. 1 a.m. Something like that.
My sleep schedule is so thoroughly trashed already. I didn't even notice. I just woke up and I'm like, yep, I'm tired. Good morning.
Yeah. And they say that's like the mark of perfect health is being tired in the morning.
Yes. Power Surge. Dunno, I don't play Necrons. I just like build and paint them. Ooh, you know what's
pretty cool.
A super cool model that I've heard has garbage rules is the Ophidian Destroyer? The gun one? I've heard that is pretty bad in game, but it has a very cool model. It's the Gunslinging Destroyer. No, it's the Hexmark. The Ophidian is the skinny ones.
And Xenubihue is here.
Xenoobs! Hello, everyone. Status, tired. Situation, normal. AR went from 159 to 3 in a minute this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no.
Why
don't we just make up a new time where we don't have daylight savings?
No, because then you'd have to plan and think about it, and. But then, what are you going to do with all the bureaucracy that has to go through? What about your dog?
My dog was bothering me all night because it was kind of cold yesterday, and so it kept wanting to get under the covers, and so it walks over and just like scratches at my face. But then it would get too hot, so it would leave.
And then it'd get too cold and come back. Good old dogs. Although, unpopular opinion, I'd rather be cold. Cold at night is significantly better than hot at night.
Yeah, but it's a dog. It doesn't know what's going to happen.
I know. Yep.
It's like, I am hot now. And there's no planning. Oh yeah, I definitely like it cold.
Oh yeah. Yep, give me a 40 degrees at night. Man.
Good old DEWBACK. Good old Star Wars. Xenobq. Hot take, pets aren't great. Probably Probably not.
Some-
They're pretty great.
sometimes
They're
they're-
pretty good though.
They're a lot.
They are a lot.
I would say that if you're, I don't know. There's a lot of people that I know that have pets that maybe shouldn't yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or they got a pet during this time period where they're like all working from home, but at some point they're probably not going to be. It's probably not the move.
Yeah. Aquino Quinones found out Republic is the least played faction with the least amount of models. I think I have found my new army. Republic in Legion? Like the clones? Because I feel like I could get into the clones. I love me Star Wars Clone Wars. I think I'd have to go either Commander Cody and his gang, the clones that were under the command of General Kenobi, or I'd go 501st, the clones under the command of I almost said Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker. And then you get the cool stuff like the ARC Troopers, Bark Speeders, the Walkers, the ATRTs.
Power surge. Cold is better than hot for sure. You can cover yourself. You can cover yourself for heat, but you can be butt naked and still be hot. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I have been there, like just laying in bed in just my tighty whities with like all limbs perfectly outstretched, and been like, I need to stop sweating so I can fall asleep.
It was the whitey's problem.
Yeah. If I lost the tighty whities, then
Yeah. I mean, where do you think the heat radiates out of?
Keen and Tanti. Is Legion like 40k for Star Wars? Yep. It's pretty much exactly that. Hollywood Wargaming. Republic is pretty popular. I have 2 specialist upgrades on my desk right now. Ooh, which ones are they, Hollywood Wargaming? Dr. Jokel. No, Republic as in Republic's credits. They will do fine.
AR, I prefer around 55 at night with light rain for smell and background sound. Very specific.
Yeah. So do most nights, do you have like your laptop open next to you? Playing 10 hours, 10 hours rain sounds?
Most nights are you just really uncomfortable?
You know what I would do? I would upload the 10 hour rain sounds, but at like hour 6, there's just a minute of screaming.
Yes.
Because no one's going to check the comment section on a 10-hour relaxation video.
No, you disable the comments.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Even better. I pull a GW.
Yeah.
Dave Dog. So it's a Star Wars dino. Better than the CGI. Actually, the DEWBACK was remade in CGI. There was one originally that was a statue, and they put it way in the background so you couldn't get a good look at it. But then when George Lucas thought that CGI was looking pretty good, he had a CGI one walk literally in front of the characters.
Perfect. He's a real artist, that George.
Oh, Judge. Hollywood Wargaming. Rex is insanely good in Legion. Ooh, I forgot about Captain Rex. Oh yeah, I think I'd have to go 501st. El Rondorio. Anybody watch Voldemort's latest tale on Cronin and Kunin? I have not. I do love Voldemort though. Yesterday, I spent hours and hours and hours reading codexes for an upcoming video, and I I read it in Voldemort's voice in my head. I'm so primed to hear his voice.
Mm-hmm. And did it make it more exciting for you?
It did. I wanted to like and subscribe after each codex was done. Hollywood Wargaming. That's the one with the Clone Commander, Medic, Engineer, and Clone Comm Specialist. Very cool minis. Jacob Escalante, Lo-Fi Rain Waifu.
There we go. AR. I live in Portland. It rains almost every day.
There you go.
You live in the best place.
Mm-hmm.
Power Surge. 10 hours of rooster screaming at 5 a.m.
Yeah, but
There
no
you
one's
go.
gonna. You gotta wait. You gotta lure them in.
Although, I mean, remember the screaming sun from Rick and Morty?
It's true.
There's a 10-hour loop of that.
It was pretty great. We only listened to like an hour of it though.
Mm-hmm.
AR. Instead of screaming, I would throw in a random Dawn of War sound clip. It's just the beautiful, nice, soothing music, and then all of a sudden, they've taken a command post, brother. Keenan Tanty just started collecting 40k again. Starting with Kaldor Drago, but I might have to get Darth Vader for Legion. Yeah. Darth Vader is super cool. I wonder if they're going to do the new movies.
No, because they're bad.
Well, I was going to say the new movies might be tricky because there's not that much stuff.
That is true.
Like, there wasn't as much war in the new movies.
Mm-hmm.
The prequels were all about war. The original trilogy, they didn't have too much war, but they had like a lot of different stormtroopers, a lot of different vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
But the new movies kind of focused a lot on like characters and relationships. There's not quite as much cool stuff to make into toys.
So you're saying it's too deep. The new movies are too deep to be toys.
They're too deep, too good.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Dr. Drokel, it's amazing to me that even with all the changes to the CGI versions of him over the years, they still don't have a great-looking version of Jabba in the Mos Eisley scene. Oh yeah, that scene needs to be cut. It serves no purpose and it looks horrible. There's a reason that they axed it from the movie.
Yeah.
Also, really confusingly, that scene, Greedo is in it. Like I think it's probably meant to be a different Rodion, but it's the same costume, the same clothing, the same like head.
Right.
So you're like, wait, Greedo just died in the last scene. Why are we seeing Greedo?
Mm-hmm.
Cesto dopo ta ista clento da pota. I love Greedo. Jabba do isika, Gabba do san utangi wa nauska. He he he. And then of course, McClunky. Shannon Mazrigos, can you mimic the sound the DEWBACKs do in the movies? Oh God, I don't remember. Isn't it just kind of like a normal? It's like a inverted moo. It's like a. It's like if you took a moo and played it backwards. Kino Kinonas. Do you guys know most countries have their own lo-fi hip beats to study /relax to girl? I know about the
What?
lo-fi beats girl. Isn't it just a picture that they put on the lo-fi beats tracks? Are there like country specific ones? Yeah, they did a lot of characters from Rogue One. Oh, I bet they did. Dr. Trickle, a soothing rain for 5 hours and 59 minutes, and then 1 hour of Jar Jar yelling as a bomb-bad general. Keenan Tanty, is there a gun army? If there was a gun army in Legion, I would own it already.
Yeah, exactly. You're painting it up right now. Brian Hoffman, what's up, guys? It's been a bit... What? Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a bit. Been working. Glad to be back.
Good to have you.
Yeah. Yep, I need to jump back on that reading train.
Power surge.
Forgot how.
40K would a 40K movie would be great for making toys. Oh wait.
I get it.
Kino. Star Wars didn't have many stars either, just planets. That's true. The stars were never at war.
Cancel Star Wars.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what that is.
Cracking open a coldie.
Mm-hmm.
Snapping into a Slim Jim.
When was the last time you had a Slim Jim?
I don't know if I've ever had one.
Are you even an American then?
I don't
Jeez.
know, it's just a weird log of meat that's been sitting in a convenience store for 3.5 years that costs $6.
Yeah, delicious, you mean.
Hollywood Wargaming. Somebody made Resistance and First Order factions for Tabletop Simulator. The unit variety was thin, but enough to work. CNVQ. The Greedo from that deleted scene was Greedo's evil twin, Frito.
Love it.
Brian Hoffman. Recently started painting an old Metal Emperor's Champion model with an interesting blend of Black Templars and Imperial Fists armor. Kind of harkening back to Sigismund. The first ever Sword Brethren.
Hollywood Wargaming. Have you seen the deleted episode 1 scene where Anakin is beating up baby Greedo?
Yes, I have. And I think a friend of his pulls him off and then says, "Careful, Greedo. You keep on going like that, you're gonna end up dead." Yeah, another scene. I mean, they could have cut episode 1, but that was definitely a scene they could have cut.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like I needed that.
Mm-hmm. Xenovacu. Jay memorizing lorem ipsum ass languages. Just Greedo speak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've seen those movies literally hundreds of times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Brian Hoppin. Why don't you paint one of those unpainted Bandai figures for practice for the 4-year-old model? That's a pretty good idea.
Ooh. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, you just gotta work through that.
AR tips. It was my birthday and I forgot to share with y'all. Will you paint any of our mutual love in some X-Wing ships? Would love to see you do a Raider. Ooh, I could. I have a bunch. I have so many X-Wing ships. I used to love painting up my duplicate ships to match the card arts.
Ah. There we go.
Kino Nez. Kennedy and Lucasfilms announced tomorrow new Star Wars movie, Twin Sons Origin Story. Trilogy name, Stat Wars the Star Wars.
Perfect.
Dr. Jokel. Actually, the other Rodion was named Bebo. True story. Wasn't Bebo the Rodion from Star Wars Rebels? Lucky Bat. What was the name of the Rodion from Star Wars Rebels? Wasn't it Bebo? There was a Rodion who was a little bit quicker called Speedo.
Wow.
Eric Iverson, DEWBACKs, they have been known to come in blue as well. They're rare and more valuable in the Star Wars universe. Ooh. Neat. And I'm thinking I might have 2 of these one day, because I think 2 of them sitting next to each other would look really nice. I was thinking of going browner with the other one, but maybe blue.
Mm-hmm. Blue would be pretty cool. ZNWQ, I'm on board for X-Wing repaints. That'd be cool. Right after the Legion of the Damned.
Yeah, they've gotten passed over a couple of times for painting streams.
That's true. And if you want to vote on what we paint, got to join the Patreon.
Dr. Drokel, I kind of like the Mos Eisley scene with Jabba because it gives us more bits of Han and was gone for so many years, but it also spoils the Jabba reveal that originally had to wait for Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I think it spoils the reveal. I also don't think Jabba would show up to talk to Han. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, did he show up? Does he show up in person to a lot of meetings? It seems like he's a little bit too important for that. And then he takes a lot of lip from Han in that scene.
Brett.
Lucky Bat, Zebo or Tsibo, yeah. There's a weird part in Rebels where so Ezra, the main character who's the worst, he has a family friend named Zebo, but and so they rescue him, but in a few episodes later they find a Imperial like gas station kind of, or no, an Imperial mining facility that gets whatever fuel is in Star Wars. And it's crewed by Rodions, not stormtroopers. So it felt a little bit weird when they just blow it up.
Oh.
Because it's like, isn't that the bad terrorism?
Yeah.
Like just blowing up like you know, if they're stormtroopers, you know, it's free for all. Take them out. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, they probably had families and stuff. I'm sure they didn't get to choose if they wanted to work for the Imperials or not. Just struck me as odd. Kino Quinones, can we vote for you to paint bottles?
I mean, if you join the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Right off. And wait a minute, you are painting Legion of the Damned? I gotta get on that Patreon vote ASAP.
Yeah. It'll definitely be an option again.
It will be.
Keenan Tanny. Have you painted Grey Knights before? That's a neat alternate color scheme for them. I own a bunch of Grey Knights, but I've never painted one. But I think I'd probably do classic colors. Although I have seen people often switch. Usually they're silver, white, and red. I've seen people do silver, white, and purple, which looks very nice.
Oh. So are you like debating between the normal and that one?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm also thinking about, because it's going to be all Terminators, and so there's Paladins, and then there's just regular Terminators, and I think the Paladins are going to have a lot more gold on them, and then the regular Terminator Knights are going to have a lot more white on them to differentiate them.
Neat.
Zerg619, looks like you started earlier. Nope, daylight savings.
Yep.
What am I looking for? Beastly Brown.
Love that
whatever my
brown.
highlight color was.
I have that brown as well.
Mm-hmm. Why do these streams always eventually end up being a Star Wars debate?
Yep. Especially the Star Wars stream.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this is the first time it made sense.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Keen and Tanny. Rebels is underrated, lol. I think Rebels is rated enough. No, I'm definitely not going to call it underrated, because I think that that's a dumb critique in general. Like, I think too many people like this too much. But I didn't get much into Rebels. Especially because I watched it right after Clone Wars, and Clone Wars is amazing. And Rebels is fine.
ZWQ, stormtroopers are barely a step up from skeletons as far as faceless minions go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can kill stormtroopers left and right. Unless it's Rebels, then they usually show them being okay. Dr. Jokol. I always like those big round Rodions that people can sit inside. You know, gazebo. Don't call me Shirley. You could add, Jay. You could add a little hair on the back of the DEWBACK, and it would look cool and have some variety. Yeah, there's some sculpted on hair, but yeah, I could add a little, and that would be kind of neat. I don't know exactly how I would do it. Maybe I'd get some like polyester fur and just shave it really thin. And I think it'd be a little tricky to pull off. Ooh, Brian Hoffman. I had some Grey Knight models that I painted as a metallic purple for the armor. Really cool results. Lucky Bat. Rebels is fine, but what they did to Yoda was unforgivable. Ugh. Remember when we sent everyone to go look at Rebels Yoda?
Yes, I do.
Holy moly. Yeah, a lot of the classic characters did not translate well to the Rebels art style, and holy cow, Yoda. I mean, how did they even put that on TV? I mean, everybody look up Rebels Yoda if you want to be haunted.
I want a 3D print.
Yeah.
Of Rebels Yoda.
If you want to live in a world where that exists. Abandon all hope, ye who view Rebels Yoda.
CWQ, the clones have more personality than stormtroopers, and they're just copy-paste dudes.
That's true. That is very true. They have so much personality. Keenan Tanny. I agree with you on the Rebels critique. Lol, it's hard to follow Clone Wars. Yeah, Clone Wars was incredible. Don't call me Shirley. People expected too much out of Rebels. They wanted it to stand up to the Clone Wars. Yeah, I mean, it's just the tricky thing was Clone Wars died during the Disney purchase of Star Wars, and then Disney made Rebels, and Rebels was just not as good. So it's a little bit like a good show had to die so that it could be replaced by a Wars show.
El Rondorio, Dweebo. Nobody liked him.
I love that this is catching on. And then there's actually a distant cousin of Greedo in this show called Disenchantment. It's called Elfo.
Yep. I know, I was shocked-o'd when I found out. El Rondorio, Weedo, so high all the time.
Lucky Bat. Rebels Yoda is terrible, and the people have to know. Brian Hoffman. I cannot stand the skinny lightsabers. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the skinny lightsabers either. If the show was really good, I would be super fine with the skinny lightsabers. Because it's bad, well, because it's not great. DEWBACK tips. I missed Rebels Yoda until now, looked it up, and then I was just little thumbnails and it was fine. Then I zoomed in. I am now full of regrets.
Amazing.
Dr. Jokel. Jay, where are you at in Star Trek TNG right now? Red Letter Media just put up a review with Mike and Jay talking about their favorite Season 1 episode, which is considered the worst season. I think I'm in Season 4. Very good. I'm loving it so far. And I like Season 1. I mean, the new stuff is better, but I still like Season 1.
Where are you watching it?
Netflix.
Netflix. The whole thing? The whole thing's on Netflix?
I think all Star Trek is on Netflix, except for the new stuff, like the stuff coming out now.
Yeah. Neat. I'm sure that's going to go away soon.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. It's gone right now. I brought it up, so it's gone.
Yeah. Oh my god, placebo.
Aquino Quinones. Clone Wars was one episode away from canonizing Darth Bane and Darth Revan. Joe Draco's best of both worlds for the win. You know what's a really good episode? Shades of Grey. That's my favorite Star Trek TNG episode. If anybody knows Shades of Grey.
I know 50 Shades of Grey. Is it related?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much the same thing.
All right, maybe this show's for me.
Brian Hoffman, if you could have any Star Wars legend be canonized, what would you pick? I personally would choose Starkiller from the Force Unleashed games. Starkiller would be cool, but it would fundamentally change the Star Wars because Starkiller was super OP. Like, he used the Force to, like, call down, like, to smash starships into each other. Boy, what would I call into legend into canon? I mean, I'm not that fussed about what's canon or not. I just like good stories. I think I would do Skippy the Jedi Droid. Is now official canon. This is gonna take a couple of coats of white.
Yes. Are you using what white are you using?
I'm using Army Painter, but I guess I should be using my my new super thick acrylic white.
Have you tried it out yet?
I have. It's kind of nice, but it's clearly not for miniatures. It's like it's very thick, so you have to really kind of work it into a more typical I don't know, goopiness.
Work, 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 work.
Dr. Jokel, how do you like the whole Locutus of Borg episode? That was huge back in the day. That was pretty sweet. The little Borg two-parter. That was really cool.
Owen Hudson, what's your rarest mini?
Probably I have a Forge World Imperial Space Marine statue. That is probably the rarest mini I own. Forge World stopped selling it like 6 or 7 years ago, and it was old back then. DEWBACK. There was an older comic book with an Imperial Guard that killed off an Imperial conspiracy. That kills off an Imperial conspiracy that kills off the Emperor's clone. That was goofy and over the top.
I would make Goofy be part of Star Wars.
Faber98, I've watched every Star Wars, and I still don't understand the Red Sun storyline with Darth Maul took control of the gangs, and why did Han Solo's girlfriend ties to it with the Solo movie? Oh, well, I think it was more of like a little surprise, like, oh, look, she was working for, she was working for his crime syndicate. Just as a little fun, like, look at, it's these things are tied together. But yeah, I mean, after he couldn't take revenge properly, Darth Maul just decided to be a big old crime boss. And he's like, hey, I have the Force and lightsabers, so really there's no one who can stand up to me. And presumably he taught Kira how to fight with the lightsaber knives, which is pretty sweet.
Yummy 97. What Star Wars Legion army do you prefer more?
I think it'd probably be droids, then stormtroopers, then clones, then rebels. But it's pretty close, all of them.
I like droids.
I like the droids too. I mean, I don't know why, but for some reason, the model that really excites me is the battle droid commando droids. I love them every time they show up in the show. Don't call me Shirley. Damn clankers! Watch those wrist rockets! Roger, Roger. Yeah, I loved all the little comedic moments of the droids too. Like there's a moment where there's like 4 battle droids, and then Anakin Skywalker shows up, and one of the droids says, "Come on, guys! There's 4 of us and only 1 of him." And then the last droid says, "It won't matter." And then the Jedi just chops them all down like nothing.
Wow. What a depressed droid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet this exists on YouTube. I want to watch a supercut of every time General Grievous destroyed a battle droid because he was annoyed at them for being stupid. Seth Trader, greatest thing Legion has over 40k is only 4 armies. Your team's next release is always around the corner. That's a good point.
Ooh,
there's not 25 armies.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much to come out with. I mean, just every single hero that's ever been in anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many different types of clones and stormtroopers. Honestly, I think the only thing that's a little tricky is coming out with rebels, because there's really not, like, types of rebels.
Mm-hmm.
I think the video games have kind of had the same trouble, where it's like, I mean, there's just kind of rebels. Like, they're not an army. They're just fellas. I'm gonna have to run to what day is today? Game Store's not
Monday.
open tomorrow because it's Tuesday. I was gonna say I should run out and get some some Nuln Oil. I'm gonna have to make my own.
Uh-oh.
Cute. The droids are so cute. In the Battlefront game, they wish their turrets luck and they say goodbye to their grenades.
Aww. That is really cute.
Don't call me Shirley. There is a General Grievous video of him coughing and making noises. It's pretty great. I want a Grievous model and paint it Battlefront 2 damaged skin. I don't know if he's available separately from the core box. He might be. But I know General Grievous comes in the Clone Wars core box, along with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
TK Studer Prince, did the clocks change? Hello all. Yep. Yep. Yeah, could you believe that not everywhere changes their clocks at the same time? Did you know, my grandma told me this the other day, that Wisconsin and Illinois used to have 2 different days that they would change the clocks.
Huh.
So when you drive into Wisconsin, it'd be a different time by an hour.
And so you'd buy some scratchers. No, that's not how that works.
No. But it's pretty odd though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's odd in general that we came up with a time system where it's like, yeah, it doesn't really work, but we're just going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
We could just try a little harder and come up with something that works mathematically, but...
Nah.
Or we could all just agree to fix it twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everyone's got to change their car clock. Because I guess, you know, cars would cost an extra 10 grand if they could just, you know, connect to Bluetooth or like to Wi-Fi and just
it's
fix
an atomic clock.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of cars can connect to Wi-Fi now.
Ah, that's true.
My mom's car can.
Hmm.
Yep.
Joe Draco's, I hate Null Oil. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. And new me 97. I'm relatively new to Legion. Can you make an Imperial army full of snowtroopers? I have no idea, but there are 2 expansions for snowtroopers. There's the snowtrooper expansion that comes with 7 snowtroopers, and then there's an expansion that comes with the E-Web gun that also comes with a bunch of snowtroopers. So, presumably, if you buy those, and I'm sure you can proxy stormtroopers as snowtroopers. I think they technically do different things, but you could totally get away with it.
Power Surge. They sell a knockoff Necron Overlord on Etsy that looks like General Grievous.
Ah, it's probably not. It's probably either a recast or someone has stockpiled the General Grievous sculpt from Wargames Exclusive. Because Wargames Exclusive was the one who originally made I think it's called like the General or something, and it's just General Grievous but with Necron war sides instead of lightsabers. TK City Prince. Damn. So you now start at 2 a.m. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Joe Draco's. Saskatchewan does not have daylight savings time.
I think a lot of places don't.
Dr. Jokel, Hawaii and Arizona don't even observe daylight savings time.
So did we miss the change before? The time change before? Or did we not have enough people that were on our stream to notice? Because, you know, we've been streaming for a while now.
We have.
Maybe we haven't streamed like during a time change event. It's interesting.
TK City Prince. Remember, folks, hit the thumbs down and we don't care. It all thumbs down or thumbs up. We don't care. It all counts. Remember, if you're new, subscribe for all the latest streams.
We really want the thumbs down, though.
Yeah, thumbs down, preferably.
And there's only 2 thumbs down and 18 thumbs ups, and that's a little.
No!
I don't like that ratio.
Zeranis. I think Wargames Exclusive has an Etsy, but it's just using a different name. Ah, maybe.
Oh. That sounds like what a recaster would say.
Oh, and Hudson, does this beast have white claws? Like white claws like the beverage?
Have you ever had a White Claw?
I have. They're fine. I don't know if they're good.
I mean, it's just seltzer, right?
It's
So-
like it's a little bit of alcohol and a little bit of juice, like cheapy flavor juice.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay. They're drinkable. It reminds me a little bit of remember Zima?
Yes.
It's a little bit like Zima.
Ah. Interesting.
Faber98, what colors would you give General Grievous for his lightsabers? Would you go with the classic blue and green, or would you switch it up for maybe a purple and a red? I think I'd stay classic. I'd stay lore
Classic
compatible.
Lore compatible.
Although maybe a nice yellow one, because Rey had a yellow lightsaber. I want them to make a Rey and Kylo models.
Well, that would be cool.
I really like Rey and Kylo.
Mm-hmm.
Currently on my cell phone, Rey is my home screen and Rey is my lock screen and Kylo is my home screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really hate Star Wars, don't
I
you?
hate it. ZNBQ. I found the character I was thinking of. It was Kir Kanos, and he once shot down a TIE fighter with a blaster pistol. Dr. Jokel. I only give thumbs sideways and leave people in a perpetual state of not knowing whether they will live to be fed to the lions.
Ooh. That makes sense.
Joe Dracos. It's mayo and vodka. Dr. Jokel. White Claw is the Zima of this generation, and LaCroix is horrible. There, I said it. For a few years ago, though, for a very, very limited time, there was Zima. They were selling Zima again, and I bought some. And it was fine. But it had really cool bottles and caps, though. I wish I bought a bunch of it, just so that I had the bottle caps.
I think Bubbly's better than LaCroix.
I think it's all the same.
There's slightly more flavor.
Mm.
And you don't drink it. You drink it for the experience, not for the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta drink it for the burps.
Lucky Pat. LaCroix is delicious, and I will fight you.
I drink it all the time, and I wouldn't even say it's delicious.
Yeah, it's not like you drink it and you're like, oh, damn, that was some good stuff right there. It's just kind of like nice. The bubbles and the hint
burps.
of a flavor.
For me, it's really the burps, though.
That's
all I do. All that matters is the burps. I used to bring those to work. Man, would I just go to town. It's perfect.
Joe Draco's episode 7, 8, and 9 don't exist. It's a conspiracy. No, they exist and they're great.
Yes.
Dr. Jokel, I wouldn't give General Grievous a red lightsaber because only Sith would have that, and I don't think he would get to keep one, no matter how nice of an addition it would add to his collection. Don't call me Shirley. Zima sounds like a disease.
Yeah.
Xenoob Q-tips. I have no strong feelings about carbonated beverages.
Amazing.
Lucky Bat. He's all about those burps. No treble.
Man, because I feel like, I see all these like bubbly commercials, LaCroix commercials, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they should have like a burp choir. That's what it should be as the commercial. And man, I think that would really make sales
I think
skyrocket.
Most people find burps upsetting and rude.
Yeah, well, that's obviously not the market then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want disgusting people to buy it, like
Yes.
me. We know that Zenibihi loves burps.
Owen Hudson. 7 was fine, but 8 and 9 killed all the rules. Owen Hudson, name one rule that was broken in 8 and 9. Because I guarantee there weren't. Like, a lot of people say, like, there was huge, what are they called?
Plot holes.
Like, plot holes and breaking of the lore rules, but I don't think there was any. Like, Star Wars is pretty expansive, and there's a lot of stuff. Like, Rey was not the first person to force heal. Han Solo literally says the going to hyperspeed is really, really dangerous in the very first Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you think the Holdo maneuver was bad, going to lightspeed ain't like dusting crops, boy.
Exactly.
Lucky bad. I don't like that they kissed in 9, but whatever. Yeah. I don't love everything in the movies, but I also don't really hate anything in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hated being turned on at that part. Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. It was so weird that Marvin Gaye started playing during that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although 7 is a perfect movie. 7 is a perfect Star Wars movie.
It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Owen Hudson, hyperspace used as a weapon.
Yeah, hyperspace has been used as a weapon before. In comics and stuff. And also, why not? It also barely worked. I mean, it stopped them from shooting at the transports, but they landed like a full battalion of troops on the planet like an hour later. So it's not even like, oh, well, I guess from now on they'll always do that, because it didn't even work. Also, the Radis, which is the name of that particular ship, was the biggest ship the Rebels have ever had. It was as big as Star Destroyers, and that's why it was able to blow up Star Destroyers. But, yeah. I also think ships are probably expensive, so you probably can't just hyperspace ram them, because it's probably typically better to actually have ships than to just smash them into things.
That would make sense.
Now, could you make missiles that are just hyperdrives? Probably. I think there was actually a Legends vehicle a lot like that, but I think hyperdrives are also kind of like hard to make. And the movie doesn't get into the physics of it that hard, but I would expect that, like, if an X-Wing light speeded into, like, the Death Star, it would just make a small hit because it's an X-Wing. If you light speeded a Death Star into a Death Star, I bet you would destroy it. Joe Draco's, you youngsters know nothing about Star Wars. Legends forever! Dr. Jokel, I wanted to throw up when they started lightspeed skipping. I mean, did they even watch the original movies? I know. Introducing a new thing. When Luke force pulled the lightsaber to him in the Wampa Cave, I almost turned it off. I was like, he can't do that. And then when Obi-Wan Kenobi showed up to him as a Force ghost and said, "You must seek Yoda," oh my God, holy cow. I could barely handle it. I did like, though, when Luke kissed Leia. I thought that was hot.
And now we know a little bit more about you.
Owen Hudson, the reason it makes no sense is, well, that if this was an option, why not use it on the Death Star or Starkiller base? Well, because it didn't work, and the Radis was an absolutely enormous ship, and it just put a big dent. It put a giant scratch on Snoke's ship. It didn't blow it up. And presumably, if it only puts a nasty scratch on Snoke's giant flagship, it would probably just put a small dent in the Death Star. Dr. Jokel, the hyperspace as a weapon was fine, but it should have been Admiral Akbar doing it. They had to kill him off, which they didn't have to, jackholes. So much anger. And you know what? Anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. Don't call me Shirley. Incest is the real plot in Star Wars. It's just Alabama but in space.
Amazing.
All right, folks. It's about that time. I painted a pair of legs white.
Yep. Look at those white legs.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like mine. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central. We had a video out today. We have a video out on Wednesday. So stay tuned for all that.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
End.